What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to be doing a weekly outlook for the week coming up of July 13th to the 17th, 2026. I'm going to show you guys what I have marked out on my higher time frame charts. And then I'm going to show you guys how I'm approaching the news every single day, day by day before we get into it, guys. Alpha Futures is still 35% off. So if you guys want any accounts, code LukeX and code LukeX at Funded Next right now, you can get 50% off the new Rapid Dailies or the Rapid Pros. So if you want to, one day pass your evals and you can get daily payouts, the Rapid Dailies are the ones that I'm grabbing right now. So if you guys want those 50% off. But yeah, let's get into this. And we'll kind of break down what happened last week, and then I'll show you guys. We'll kind of work our way down from the higher time frame, starting off obviously on the monthly. This monthly gap is still open over here. I honestly thought we were going to, push into that, but we did end up getting a reaction to the upside. We could see on the weekly we are still in this range overall. But we did get a nice weekly bullish close actually after putting in that bottom wick. We flipped up and closed strong bullish on the weekly candle. Going over to the daily, you can see that after we ended up putting a bullish S&T, we've actually kind of been breaking to the upside. And we do have draws higher. Obviously, we have all-time highs above. We have relative equal highs right here. We have this high right here. So it should be interesting this week coming up. Again, we do have draws both ways, but honestly I am leaning a bit more bullish this week. I'll get into it in a sec. But going over to ES, we have pretty much the exact same scenario. You could see ES never tapped that monthly gap either. Strong weekly close. Going over to the daily, again we had that SMT. We could see NQ came down and swept out all those lows while ES failed to do so. And then that ES has kind of just been leading the way higher for us. And again, ES does have draws higher. It has all of this like low resistance right here. We have daily highs, all-time highs right here. So right now I am leaning a bit more bullish. We can see ES did respect this daily gap and push higher. So going back to NQ, I'll show you guys exactly what I have marked out and why I have it marked out. So at the start of last week, we obviously had that the initial move up. We had a nice sell-off at the start of the week, and then we had a nice recovery. In the last 2 days, we had really good price action. Beginning of the week, you can see we had really bad price action Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then as you can see, Thursday, Friday, when stuff starts to clean up, we start getting better price action. So in terms of my higher time frame charts, what I have marked out right now is I have previous week's high right here, which is at 30,094. Then I have this daily high up here at 30,599. Then we have these relative equal highs, which are weekly highs right here at 30,975. For sell side, we have this daily gap right here. Below that, I have marked out previous week's low at 28,909, and then we have that monthly gap at 28,509. Just a little bit distant, but I did just keep it marked out right there. So as you can see, I think one thing that we need to watch this week is really pay close attention to ES. Now, why? Because ES is clearly the stronger index and it's leading bullish. Now, why is this? Because you can see it put in a higher low right here. It never swept out the lows like NQ, and that is showing us that ES is leading bullish. So we really need to be paying attention to what ES does. If ES continues to displace higher and run through this, we're probably going to see NQ do the same thing. But if ES wants to manipulate higher and then continue lower, then we'll probably see NQ do the same thing because they are correlated assets. So the main thing this week, really paying attention to how ES wants to move. If ES wants to lead us higher, then I'm assuming we are going to push higher on NQ. If ES wants to manipulate higher and then start breaking structure to the downside, then we'd probably be looking for shorts. So one area that I'm really paying attention to right now is going to be this previous week's high, because it is our closest draw on liquidity. It's literally right here. And as you guys know, previous week's high, previous week's low are always going to be important areas to watch, just like previous day high and previous day low. So basically, I want to see how price reacts to this. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We might have some news because you've seen that Trump candle, was it Friday? You never know what's going to happen over the weekend if we're going to gap like crazy. But one thing to pay attention to here, our main things right here, is going to be this daily gap and previous week's high, because those are our first draws on liquidity that we pretty much have to worry about on the higher time frame. So what I want to watch is previous week's high. If we displace past previous week's high and ES continues to displace higher, then I want to see continuations probably towards these relative equal highs right there. And then we're pretty much back at all-time high conditions. And then from there, we kind of just reassess our bias. But if we start to break above previous week's high, we start to displace past it, ES continues to displace higher, then that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all of this to get run through and then for us to potentially trade back to all-time highs. But I see these relative equal highs right here. It looks like a strong draw on liquidity. So we'll have to kind of pay attention really to this previous week's high. If we can get past it, strongly displace through it, this is going to confirm to us that we likely want to continue pushing to buy side, and that would tell us that we want to trade and take all of this out. But again, paying attention to ES and watching what ES does. Now, if we start getting a manipulation higher and then we start dumping down, what I want to watch is this daily gap. Why? Because that's our main first like sell side objective. So we could easily see price come into this daily gap, rebalance, and then continue higher. But if we break through that daily gap, I want to see if price wants to continue lower towards that previous week's low. And then from there, if it displaces past previous week's low, I'm looking to rebalance that monthly gap. So like I said, it's very simple. We have a condition here and we have a condition here. If price comes up, displaces past previous week's high, ES continues to displace higher, I'm expecting longs towards buy side because again, we have higher time frame draws, we have relative equal highs, and we have all-time highs above. If we come up and we manipulate maybe higher, we take out previous week's high, ES starts to rotate down, then I'm watching this daily gap. If price respects it, then we see continuations higher. But if price comes into it, disrespects it, then I want to potentially see shorts towards previous week's low and then see if we displace past that and rebalance that monthly gap. So just based on ES, I am leaning more bullish because again, ES clearly looks stronger. It looks like it wants to push us higher, but we don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. We don't know what's going to happen going into market open. We don't know what's going to happen with the news. But right now, I am leaning a bit more bullish. We have a bullish SMT. We're in bullish order flow on the daily. We're clearly respecting bullish and we're disrespecting bearish. Now, what do I mean by that? We're disrespecting and inversing bearish gaps and we're respecting bullish gaps. You can see we respect this gap. We're breaking structure to the upside. This just looks like a very clear buy model. It's the same thing on NQ. Well, not as clear because we have this SMT, but you can see we're clearly failing to push lower. We're sweeping out lows and we're continuing higher. So again, going to be paying attention to previous week's high in that daily gap. I am favoring bullish. But again, we confirm with the lower time frame, the main areas I'm watching previous week's high, this daily gap, and see what happens from there. So yeah, hopefully we can actually get out of this chop, get really good price action soon. But these are the areas I have marked out if you guys want to take a look at them. And then we're going to get into the news day by day. So we have a pretty eventful week. So starting off on Monday, what do we have? We have no major news. I will be trading this day, but since we have a very eventful week, we have CPI this week. I will be de-risking slightly just to start off the week on a good note. I don't like to go crazy and, I like to save some capital for the rest of the week, but this will be a normal trading day nonetheless, just might de-risk a little bit. Tuesday, CPI, and we have Fed chair speaking at 10 a.m. So what does this mean? Basically, I'm going to be trading market open pretty much normally, looking for setups. But if I don't catch anything and it's about 9:50, I'll wait for this red folder. I'll wait for the Fed chair to speak, see what happens, and then go from there. But this will be a normal trading day. Yeah, hopefully you get a good data wick to trade towards. Wednesday's the same idea with PPI, obviously just a little bit less impactful than CPI, but same idea with 10 a.m. We'll kind of try to catch something at market open. Hopefully we get good volume and volatility. If we have nothing by about 9:50, we wait for 10 a.m. to play out and then we go from there. Going over to Thursday, just orange folder. This is a completely normal trading day. And then Friday, same thing, normal trading day. We just have orange folder. I'm always cautious of the 10 a.m. open anyway, but yeah, it should be a solid week. So that's it for me, guys. Again, this is what I have marked out on the higher time frame charts. Those are the kind of the ideas I have. Yeah, as you can see, 4 hours is clearly bullish. We look at ES, 4 hours bullish. So I'm anticipating us to continue, but could be wrong, and we could get some news that wants to shift price lower. But these are the areas I have marked out on, so I'm watching these, paying attention to these. Let me know what you guys think this week. That's it for me. Again, code LukeX, Alpha, funded next, top one. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.